everybody knows I've been waiting. I've been waiting since we've been doing this. I've been waiting for them, and yeah, got more than what I asked for. So watch what you pray for. Be very specific. Be specific and make sure it's actually what you want, because you could be surprised.
All right, folks. Here's time for our recap. We are doing chapters 45 and 46. Alicia didn't request it, but I felt like Alicia deserved it. You know what I'm saying? Because she has been waiting patiently for Chan and Malia to go to Pound Town. She wanted to see him go to Pound Town, right? And the way that chapter 44 left off, it was like, are they going to make it to dinner or not, right? So I was like, yeah, if Alicia has to read the dinner scene, she's going to be pissed. I was like, what's what we going to do? I was like, we're going to combine chapter 45 and 46 because the dinner scene was nice. It was really cute. But 46 is where the action happened. You know what I'm saying? So, 45 was the dinner scene, and Malia and Chan are just talking, and he talks a little bit about his mom, which that's one of the questions that comes up too, and he starts to get like a little sad, like, he's missing his mom. She passed away when he was a child. So it's like he doesn't, for whatever reason, he doesn't really talk about her or think about her too much. But something happened at the table. He talked about her. He got a little like, kind of like sad. Malia could tell, like, okay, maybe this is like, I'll pull back from the mom stuff because I don't want to like ruin the evening because he's upset now. But yeah, they kind of just went back and forth. They're laughing about the cheap wine that Malia would buy for $5. They kind of like reminisced about like the first time like they went out and he bought that expensive bottle of wine and he let her know that it was his chef who had made this like really good, delicious meal and they enjoyed themselves. He had a nice little time. At least he was like, yes. Then when they get to like the parking garage, her security detail team was like, hey, this is Chan's security detail team and they're going to take you the rest of the way. And she's like, I'm being handed off again. And she's like, what's going on here? Like, what's up with your world, sir? Like, why do you have all this security? Like, you know what I mean? I think we talked about that. It was like, wouldn't that be alarming? Like, well, wait a minute. I know why I have security because of Chris. Why do you have security? Who are all these men? Like, red flags should be going off saying something ain't right. He got a whole fortress. He got an army. So why does a businessman need an army? I'm not saying this, people who are wealthy don't necessarily have some type of security, but this is a lot. So Malia's on the elevator. She's going up and she's thinking like, I wonder, are they thinking, like what are they thinking? Like, is she gonna get taxed? Like, what is this? Like, what's gonna happen? Right? People be having that idea in their minds. You know what I mean? Like, you'll go somewhere and people be looking at you, be like, it's not what you think it's gonna be, Playboy. So that's what happens. They have a nice little dinner and head over to the couch and they have, their dessert and they're talking. And Malia has to get up and go to the bathroom. And honey, Chan slipped something in her drink, honey. He was like, he got something that was the street equivalent to like a female Viagra. He was like, there ain't gonna be no more interruptions. Now, it was pretty dirty. Like, to take away somebody's ability to be like, you know what, maybe I'm not ready, or to coward out. He was like, nope, because if I give you something, say like an ecstasy or whatever, I don't know. I've heard people talk about it, how it takes them there. I'm like, no, we're not backing out of that. But the dude went down on the couch and then it moved to the bedroom. That's that. Alicia, did you have any thoughts on this chapter before we go into questions?
Yeah, that bothered me. Like, yeah, but that's when I said, watch what you pray for. I've been waiting to go down. I'm like, oh, brother Chan, you had a drugger. That's basically Dave. I read that and my face went from, I'm like all excited. And I'm like, nigga, you had to make it. You messed it all up, bro. Now I'm about to read a whole crime taking place, but he did what he did. It seems like he's kind of unraveling bit by bit that, he's not necessarily the knight in shining armor. He bought that life, and, yeah, for him to even have, and it is usually ecstasy, but yeah, we're gonna go into questions. So the first question. Were you surprised those two were able to make it to dinner after the way Chan was watching her walk away? I thought for sure it was go time right then. What about you? Absolutely. His his thoughts while she was walking away was, yeah, it's gonna happen tonight. Yeah, he watched her walk away, and being that he already had said drug in his pocket or wherever, this was before he dosed her. He already knew what was gonna happen. He's watching her and he's thinking, yeah, I'm about to tear it up, you know, like she don't know what she about to get, what she don't got herself into. So I thought they weren't even gonna get an amazing dinner. Oh my God. Now we all know Lily's an inspiring chef, and I was reading those discuss. I said, "Hold up, he would get some." He did not need to drug her because after that meal, now I would get the itis. I need my hour to sleep it off, and then you getting some, bruh. You getting some. Like, that was amazing. Like, lamb, and then I was like reading that, and that I was more impressed by that. Like, where they do that at? That ain't no Applebee's 2 for $20. That's not no Chili's. I'm not down in that. That definitely wasn't no Cheesecake Factory either. Like, I'm like, where they do that at? No, I've been taken on a nice dinner before. I'm not gonna sell myself short like that. But yeah. I thought for sure they were not gonna get through that dinner. I thought, maybe he was gonna give her another demonstration of sucking the soul out of her fingers, maybe a toe, something. I knew they were just gonna stare at each other and it was about to be on and cracking. But they got through the meal, and Lord knows I would have too. Even if I don't care how he would have looking at me, I'm like, bro, we finna finish this. Like, we finish this. Like I said, yeah, that was an amazing meal. Beautiful apartment, everything set up right. It just seems like, everything was just it was set up perfect. It was set up perfect, and I want to enjoy every bit of it. I want to enjoy the dinner. I want to enjoy your air conditioning. I want to enjoy I want to enjoy, the decorations in your house. I want to enjoy the walk to your couch. I want to enjoy your bathroom. Like, I want the whole experience, not just, you stare at me, we smash, and then the next day I'm sitting on the phone with Karina like, girl, I think he had a nice place. I don't even remember what we ate. Like, I need it all. I got to give her and Kyrie the whole rundown. Yeah, I thought for sure it was go time, but I'm glad they did at least get through the dinner. They needed that. They needed the dinner. They needed that energy.
I absolutely love it. And what Alicia said was everything. I mean, the food. So, when I was working on this chapter, I was like, what would I want to eat, right? And so I was going through like all these different menus, and I was like, oh, I like that off that menu. And I'm talking about like sometimes like I'll just like I'm a Pinterest person, so I'll do like those menus, like if you're gonna have like a formal dinner at your house, like what could you serve and what would be good with that, like what kind of wine, blah blah blah. So that's kind of like what I was looking at, like formal dinners. If you were gonna like throw a formal dinner party at your house, like what would pair well with this, with wines and all that. So that's where I got that from. But yeah, everything was just really, really beautiful. The view was amazing. She was out there on that balcony. I'm like, we could go out there on that balcony. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, because my cousin understands my mind. A little filthy. But yeah, yeah. I'm saying let me live a little bit. Jesus. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the balcony view was beautiful. I mean, just the whole setup, just having the food taken care of by personal chef. Just she was just like really blown away. Malia has a nice place, but she's like, damn, this is nice. I try to be ghetto about it. Like she like, you talking about moving up to the east side, to the deluxe apartment in the sky, like, Chan just has little Jefferson. Chan has a really beautiful place, and Malia was just like, okay. And at one point, he had said something to the effect of like, I want you to stay with me forever. You don't never have to leave. Malia's like, "Oh, where's my bathrobe at? You ain't gotta ask me twice. Like, where my slippers at, bruh? Because you about to get a roommate, and that's for real." So yeah, I mean, everything was it was really beautiful. Everything was set up so nicely, and it was very, very romantic. And like Alicia said, we some foodies, baby. Like, we can get all that other stuff going, but like, let me eat this food first. Let me get a little energy. I need energy. Food gives you energy. Let me get that energy up, and then we can move on to other tactics. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have this dinner, and then you can have me. So, well, let me eat first. Let me settle my stomach. Don't be looking crazy at me like there was a whole fireplace going. You know what I mean? Like, let me eat my dinner. Let me enjoy my wine. And we're going to get to the business. Like, don't you worry about that. I had not read this chapter in a while, so I didn't really, I knew, like I said, I'm always on highlights. So the details is like, oh yeah, okay, that is what happened, right? So I was like, oh yeah, okay. So they didn't go directly to the business because it could have happened on the floor at that point. The way he looked like he was going to take her down like he was a football player, he looked like he was going to tackle her. And I would have been like, do what needs to be done. I mean, I do want to eat, but if the spirit moves, not the spirit of God, because God is not into no sins, okay? But there are other spirits. But okay, anyway, we gonna have to edit that part. Mom's gonna be like, what are you talking about? You know who he raised. Um, anyways, yeah, because I'm telling you, the vibe was there, and it could have went either way. So, let me go on to the next question. Why does Chan feel like being around Malia is bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about his past and about his mother? Question mark. What is it about her that is causing that? We talked a little bit about that already. I think Malia is a good soul. I think Malia has a sweetness about herself. I think she has an innocence about herself. And I think because Chan is triad, he doesn't deal with a lot of people who are very sensitive. He deals with, people who are very serious, very matter of fact, will put in that work, will put that hammer on somebody. Where's the Uzi, right? So I think he's used to dealing with that. And like as the book progresses on, you'll see more of like his brother and his father and even his sister and his aunt who's like a mother to him. This is not a very emotionally in tune family. They're all business or all violence. So I think being around somebody as sweet as Malia, she probably has things about herself that reminds him. They always say men date women like their moms or girls go after men like their fathers. Maybe things about her sweet personality reminds him of his mother. And so maybe that's the reason why this is coming out. Because again, when you live a hardened life as a criminal, there's not really a lot of time to reflect on positivity or goodness. And so being around her, it's bringing these things up. It's like, why, when I get around her, why do I always, why am I thinking about my mom? Like, ugh, you know what I mean? So he's trying to fight this feeling of, I guess, his emotions. Getting around her brings out a more vulnerable side to him. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, Liz?
We love our baby, but when they're really little, that's when you get more of the cuddles and kisses and nurturing, and you get more of that. And that's, probably what he remembers about his mom. So when he sees kind of like the soft, sweet, caring side, and it's like, you know, um, he didn't get a chance to really grow up and be a man, like he still has his father, but he doesn't have his mother. So he's still basing that off his young memories of his mother. Um, and also he's feeling something. He's feeling very strong emotions. He's feeling love. This is something, Malia's not just a fling. This isn't something for him to just do. With him falling in love and him feeling something he ain't never felt before, it brings up other emotions like, okay, this could be the mother of my children, and how will she be as a mother? I never had one, so I'm not sure, and it's that's I just think he's with him falling in love, is bringing up some emotions, and there must be something that she's saying, doing, or carrying herself in a way that his mother did that he's remembering. And then of course, your parent passes, Karini lost her father. I lost my mother. And, they were crazy, drove us nuts, but they were our parents and we loved them. So, there are times where I sit back and, like I see people with their moms, then I start remembering stuff, and then, yeah, it brings up those emotions. And sometimes I don't even have to see nobody with their mom. I could be out, like this weekend, I took my kids to the zoo and we had a blast. We took pictures. We had a good day. It wasn't nobody's birthday. We weren't celebrating nothing. It was just a spur of the moment. Like, you know what? Put y'all shoes on. I was like, come on, we just gonna go. We're gonna go. And I remember saying, we gonna make memories. Cause I had memories, of my mom just taking me and Karina and, her brother Courtney and then my brother, Dallas. My mom would take us to parks, church, whatever. That was my mom's thing, was wear them kids out. We didn't grow up with cell phones and all that other stuff. Like, we did not. There was like maybe one TV in the house that everybody shared. So, yeah, I took my kids to the zoo, and I mean, we had a wonderful time, took pictures and stuff, and then I started to think about my mom. So, yeah, certain, situations or whatever, emotions can bring up something, that you may have lost or whatever, kind of, I guess that's probably where that saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone, comes from, so yeah, that's my thoughts on that one.
That's one thing I love about you. When you go through the story, you just, you embody it. You see it and you start to pick it apart and analyze things. I love it though. No, I mean, that's why, I love when we're all on here together because that level of insight and detail is so important. Like you're right. He's probably looking at Malia thinking, we have children together. This is how she's gonna, love my kids the way she loves me. And I'm seeing things about her that remind me of my mom. So yeah, he's really fighting with himself. Even at one point during the dinner, he was just like, she doesn't even know about my background. And what am I going to do about that? And, how can I make myself a better person to keep her around? So I was like, here we go, So the next question, I believe, is yours.
Malia may find out, like we always, just as women, we will be with our dudes and they think, oh, she don't know nothing about me. And we don't pull the whole investigation. We got the homegirls doing the background check. I got the other homegirl, watching you go to work and little crazy stuff like that. Or we just be sitting at the house in our own heads like, girl, yeah, I don't know why he wore them pair of pants. Why would he need boots? Like, it's not even snowing outside. Like, we try to put stuff together. So, she might start piecing little things together and bring it to him, and then he may tell her. I don't think he's going to be like ashamed to tell her or even afraid. He's Mr. Triad. I think he does break it down. It's going to be like, yo, this is what it is. And not the whole you can get down or lay down. I don't know why that's in my head, but he gonna do that to poor little Malia. But yeah, he might feel bad about hiding, his past, even though I think there's other things that he should be concerned about. I mean, he beat her dad almost to death and drugged her. Yeah, had him up in the, and he's just like, well, but you don't know I'm in a gang. I'm like, bro, you got bigger problems to. Okay, he's feeling conflicted because he's actually starting to have feelings for her. He's starting to love her. So what she thinks actually does matter to him as opposed to what other women, they may be like, what? You're a triad? Oh my God. He'd be like, yeah. And like, move that way, go left. But he wants to keep Malia and he's not sure, how she will take the news. I don't believe in hiding secrets from people you love. But if you're hiding a secret from somebody, especially if you guys are like having a good time, having a good conversation, everything's going right, blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, but damn, she don't know this or he don't know that. You would feel conflicted because you're supposed to be, especially if you expect honesty and respect, you got to be, do the same, at least the honesty part. I mean, dang. You know everything about her, um with the surveillance and everything. I mean, yeah, he should not be conflicted. He should feel downright bad, like, look what you doing to this girl, and threaten to kill her. And no, did he say he was gonna kill the whole family if she didn't follow up or kill Frank? I don't know, but I know yeah, he he should feel bad. He should feel more than conflicted. And so I think of it. Yeah, it may come out. It may come out. Maybe he's just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not gonna hide it anymore. I love her. She needs to know everything, even though she ain't going nowhere. He might start off with that. Like, first off, you ain't going nowhere. But I got something to tell you. I got a secret. I do believe he will do it, or she will piece things together, and then he'll confess to it. But either way, it's too big of too big an underworld or whatever to keep a secret for too long. Something's gonna give. Something's gonna give. So, what do you think, Karina?
I fully agree. I think that something is definitely going to give. I feel like Chan seems like the type of person he's going to hold on to this until he can't hold on to it anymore. I think he knows if he tells Malia. So my family were triad, and I'm about to get bumped up. I'm about to take over, and I'm about to be leading a lot of other organizations. And sometimes people get hurt. Some people get unalived. And I just need you to be okay with that. I couldn't imagine a man telling me we move weight and guns. And I don't know why you thought that I wanted to be a part of this lifestyle, because I don't. Because when the feds come, they're kicking in the door and I might be going downtown. Like, I'm not going nowhere. So I don't want the lifestyle. I don't want the headache. I don't want the drama. So to be honest, I think that Chan's gonna continue on keeping a very like doing very romantic things, building this connection with her, deepening this love, so when it does come out, like, well, I've always been good to you though. Like, that's the other side of me. Like, making it seem like he couldn't tell his father no or whatever. So I don't think he'll tell it by like, I just want to confess this to you. Because I think he knows that she'll probably run. I think it'll come out, and then he'll, basically tell her, "Now I know you ain't going nowhere. Like, 'cause we didn't built up all this love. I got feelings now. Like we locked in. So that's what I think is gonna happen." Let me go on to the next question. It says, wait one damn minute. This man drugged her to sleep with him? This is beyond crazy. Malia, you need to change your name and rhyme. Why would he do this to her? Because he has a problem. The fact that you called him crazy, you didn't misspeak. You caught on to something. He is crazy. I think that also there's been those interruptions. Something always happens, right? So Chan was like, you know what? There ain't gonna be no more interruptions. I'm gonna put something in this drink, and it's gonna help relax you, and you're gonna be a willing participant, or so you think. So I think that's what happened. Should Malia run? Yeah, we found out, but I was with somebody. We was hanging out and everything like that, and they put something in my drink to loosen me up. I'd be horribly offended. Because what else will you do? I mean, that's just like low down. You know what I mean? And we talked about like taking away a person's right to choose what is right for them. And sometimes I feel like interruptions happen because it was meant to happen. Maybe God's trying to tell you something. This ain't for you. You know what I mean? And so by you taking away my ability to control myself, it's a problem. It really, really is a problem. Consent is a big thing. And he took away that ability. So yeah. Malia, change your name, honey. Run. Witness protection. Something like that. Alicia, what are your
I'm sorry. I had to submit something for my job. I'm sorry. I heard everything that you said. I read that and my heart dropped a little bit. Not from pain, but it's like he already said in his head, no, she's getting it. She's gonna get it, but she's not gonna resist me, and I'm gonna make sure she doesn't. So as far as why he would do it, that was why. He wanted to make sure, because they've gotten so close other times. They'll be kissing or whatever, and then she kind of comes a moment, she's like, wait, no, no, I gotta go. He's gonna make sure that she doesn't do that this time. He knows what he wants to do, and he's pretty sure that he knows what she wants, but just to seal the deal and make sure, he decided to do the drugging, which, by the way, America,
date rape is not cool.
I don't care about the tax bracket. Like, yes, that the scene was very passionate, and oh my God, but Lord Jesus, be an offense. That is, let's not do that, guys or girls. Let's not drug people. Wait a minute. No, Chan. Dang. Like I said earlier, bits and pieces of him is coming out, unraveling. The real him. Chan set Malia up. I was shocked when he spiked her drink. Do you think she will realize what he has done? No, she didn't, because she's always been attracted to him. She's always felt hot for him. They're drinking a different wine. She knows her limit, but she also knows that she went past her limit as well. She went to the bathroom and was like, hey, girl, get it together. What was you thinking? She had no clue that this man had done this, and she went ahead and did the do, and that was the furthest thing from her mind, because she's been hot and heavy for him. So she's just like, yeah, the food, the alcohol, the environment, I'm with my dude. She on the same page. She has no clue that she's had a little bit of help, some pharmaceutical help.